Picture being 17 again. You're sitting in a crowded classroom, time is ticking, and there's a constant, heavy weight hovering over you. You are expected to know exactly what you want to do with the rest of your life. The standard advice adults offer in this moment is usually to just find your passion. But the word find implies that passion is a static object hidden somewhere in the world. It provides no functional map for how to actually move forward. Educational researcher Dr. Jorge Valenzuela realized that young people are largely dissatisfied with this vague directive. He proposes that purpose must be systematically bridged through actionable steps rather than stumbled upon. Constructing a purposeful life relies on a specific 5-step architectural blueprint rather than a game of guessing a future career. The first step in this blueprint requires looking entirely inward. Before taking any outward action, a student must cultivate deep self-awareness. You do this by running a personal internal audit. This means actively monitoring which daily activities trigger joy and which consistently cause stress. Once you understand what brings you happiness, the second step is to funnel those broad feelings down into specific intellectual interests. To pinpoint those interests, you have to ask yourself diagnostic questions. What topics do you think about often? What problems do you want to change so much that you lose sleep over them? And what activities make you completely lose track of time? Auditing these daily emotions provides the essential raw data needed to build a sustainable future. Self-awareness alone is inert. Simply knowing what makes you happy has no impact until it is paired with execution. Step 3 requires you to set long-term, measurable goals to pursue the interests you've identified. If you love coding or botany, you must decide which specific problems you want to solve with those skills. As you move toward those targets, you must rely on your intuition. This functions as a measurable inner voice, a sixth sense that alerts you to recurring thoughts and helps guide your daily choices. With your intuition active, you can begin mapping out the actual steps to reach your goal. Seek out mentorship exclusively from people who have already achieved the target you're aiming for to reduce the learning curve. A passive interest only transforms into a viable passion when it is anchored to deliberate, forward-moving execution. Step 4 demands absolute commitment. To turn a passion into a career pathway, you must completely master it by learning everything about the subject. Author Malcolm Gladwell provides a clear framework for understanding the scale of the effort required to reach world-class expertise. This breaks down Gladwell's 10,000-hour rule. Reaching the peak of any field requires 10 years of practice or 3 hours of effort every single day. This massive volume of time represents the literal bridge where a fleeting interest is forged into a true passion. This phase is a daily grind of coding, practicing, and studying. It requires failing forward and building skill through thousands of hours. Passion is painstakingly constructed through thousands of hours of relentless mastery. But here is the ultimate dilemma. Why might an individual who has cultivated self-awareness and put in their 10,000 hours still feel a deep sense of unfulfillment? The answer lies in step 5. After building expertise, the individual must shift their focus from an internal pursuit to an external application. Passion is entirely about the individual, while purpose is entirely about others. This graphic shows Dr. Valenzuela's 5-step model. Following the sequence leads from an internal audit through to the final step, finding purpose by serving others. True fulfillment is unlocked only when the expertise built in the first 4 steps is used to help other people. True purpose emerges from the intersection of self-awareness, deep mastery, and the final pivot toward service.